Well, once again, I'm Pavel Němec, and I'm from Signals. I would introduce you what we are building at Signals. But first, I would like to give you a brief introduction to the world of cryptocurrencies. So right now, we think that we are entering the new era of internet, the internet of value. And I will explain what I mean by that. You are probably used to the internet of information, where you can easily send any information all around the world. You can send photos, you can send PDF files, you can send emails, but basically what you are sending is the copy of the email, and the original email is still in your computer. Well, that's the problem with a subset of assets which basically have some value, some business value or economical value. And it's a very important type of asset. And when you want to send it in the Internet of Information, then you have this problem which called a double spend problem. Basically, imagine that I want to send you $100, then it's really important that when I send you $100, I no longer have those $100 because then I can spend it multiple times. So the way how society is dealing with this problem is by trust in big institutions like credit card companies or banks, or in general, they trust some middlemen. And in 2009, the anonymous creator of the Bitcoin, Satoshi Nakamoto, created this new concept and the underlying technology of blockchain. You can think about blockchain as the protocol of trust, where for the first time in the history, we were able to send value over the internet without the middleman. But in that time, it was still the problem that this technology is not much accessible, because when you want to use this protocol of trust, the blockchain technology, you would have to create your own blockchain, which is very difficult because you have to have the network of miners, and it's very logistically hard to create this. But then in 2015, a young Canadian guy, Vitalik Buterin, created this new concept, which calls Ethereum. And by creating that, he made this technology very accessible because now you can program over the blockchain. So you can reuse existing blockchain. When you want to create your application on which using this protocol, then you no longer need to create the whole blockchain from scratch. And it was in 2015, and in 2016 there was discovered one interesting use case of that. It's called initial coin offering, and many startups start using this type of that they basically creating the new digital asset, because now it's very easy, and say that the service which they will create, it will be accessible only through the new digital asset, new cryptocurrency. And many startups start using this mechanism to crowdfund their project. You can see that in 2017, it was really boom with this kind of projects, and many companies start creating the digital values. So basically, each cryptocurrency represents some kind of service from various companies. Okay, what I want to say here is that this new type of asset has very good property. They have high liquidity as opposed to classical stocks. And I would close this part by saying that in the Internet of Value, the obvious problem for users is to find the right information the internet of information. In the internet of value, the obvious problem for users is to find the most undervalued asset, because when you find the most undervalued asset, you can make money. So now, what are we building in Signals? We are basically developing the tool where anybody is able to create their own algorithmic strategy. And we are doing this by facilitating the cooperation between data science and crypto trading community. Why algorithmic trading? Well, it's basically there is some advantages of algorithms, like removing the negative impact of human emotions, that you can make decisions based on the big data analysis. Machines are also more faster and more accurate than than humans. The trading, you can do trading 24/7 with machines, and with progress with the machine learning techniques and deep learning, we really believe that, and it's basically obvious that this is the future of the whole trading industry. The main application of Signals is this visual tool where you can basically create and assemble your own strategy in drag and drop manner. And this main application is connected to 3 marketplaces. There is data marketplace, because when you are creating your own strategy, you need to validate the strategy. Basically, the strategy represents your hypothesis, how is good to trade, and you have to validate it based on historical data. There is indicator marketplace, which is interesting concept of Signals, where basically you are creating the strategy from a combination of indicators. These indicators could be made from technical analysis. It is a very common way how to do trading in classical stocks. Sentiment analysis, it's even more important in cryptocurrencies, because this market is highly speculated. So the analyzing news and social media is very useful here. Also, interesting thing is to analyze GitHub of those companies, because GitHub is basically tools for developers where they can share code. And some companies have open source projects and represent their value by some crypto asset. So you can analyze their GitHub and find out that there will be some interesting feature even before they publish it. Then very interesting is blockchain monitoring, because all the blockchain is transparent. So you can analyze some big accounts which has like hundreds of $millions worth currencies, and you can analyze when they start moving this asset to the crypto exchanges, and you can react based on that. Then there are indicators based on order books. Right now, we are downloading like more than 40 gigabytes of data only for one exchange from Poloniex, and machine learning based indicators. And Quantasoft will tell you more about that. But what I want to mention here, we also allow custom indicators. So basically anyone who wants to create new indicators will be able to create it, and we will encapsulate into graphical component to be able to use in this visual strategy builder. And once you set up your strategy from indicators and based on data, you can add it to strategies marketplace, and other participants can copy trade your strategy. The vision of Signal Strategy Marketplace is to become what is IMDb for movies. So we want to be this IMDb for trading strategies. So anybody who wants to create a strategy can add it to the strategies marketplace, and we will measure some basic metrics and benchmarks so as users can make their decisions whether they want to copy trade this strategy or not. We have already alpha version of this strategies marketplace where we assemble some strategies by ourselves, by our team, and this application will send you signals through Telegram, and we have already more than 20,000 registered users. We are not doing this alone. We have some partners in blockchain world and in classical world, and I would like to invite here a representative from Quantasoft. Thank you.
Thank you, Pavel, for passing me a word. I'm from Quantasoft, and we're basically a software company. I'm going to tell you more. But before that, I want to say thank you to Pavel, especially to SafeDX for the opportunity to work on the project together, and Intel, of course, for the hardware and business part. Okay. Before I came here, Martin Stejskal came to me and asked me what is my name. My name is Milan, but my original name is very complicated. I will try to pronounce it here. It's Hengchuang. It is very difficult to for Czech people to pronounce. So, and sometimes I also make mistakes. Okay, so who we are and how Signals fits to our platform together. We're basically software engineers, but we're not doing just only coding and stuffs, but we also have a business development department and marketing department. We concentrate and we are working in the field of AI, especially computer vision. And for example, one of the applications is face recognition system and object recognition in general. And one of them is people tracking in the public crowds. We have several customers from retail stores and from manufacturing companies. This is a showcase of some of our applications. On the top corner on the right, it's a demo of the parking system that is locating the vacant parking lots by just from camera. There is no hardware or any pucks in the ground, so there was no digging. It's just from a camera streams. The other application is to detecting like illegal transportation in the zones. For example, there's a bus and a taxi zone that is only allowed to those vehicles. We're also detecting objects in general, from bags to guns, drugs, bottles, plants, and people. And for people, we are very interested in the direction and pose of them. Especially, it's very useful to detect where people are looking and how long they stare at some POs. And to the face recognition part, we also try to estimate their gender and their age. Of course, the estimation of the age is very problematic. Some people, they look very young. They look like 20, but when you ask their age, they are 30. And we have some problems, especially with the ladies, because there were two ladies in our booth, and they were at the same age, about 35, but one looked like a 20 and the other was 40. And it predicted them to be 20 and the other for 40. So especially the lady with 40 was very angry at that. So why we want to use the Intel RSD? For us, it makes several reasons. One of them is that it is flexible. The resources and composition of the resources is very, very flexible, and we can actually manage them and compose them based on the workload we need for our customers. It is also of economical reason, because we can grow with our customers and buy more hardware when we need it and when they are demanded. And of course, it's performance and agility. We process huge amounts of data, not just only from, of course, the cameras have produce a lot of data in images, but also for the trading part. It is approximated to be from one exchange, one exchange of the cryptocurrency exchange, and we already gathered 40 gigabytes for one day. So what we try to do is what we do is we have an infrastructure for our purposes, especially in computer vision, and we want to pass that our knowledge, our know-how about that infrastructure, and help Signals to grow their needs. What we use is we use Apache Spark and several libraries like Spark ML and H2O Sparkling Water to process a lot of data. And what are those data actually are? Those are traits that users apply, the data, the chart data, the order book, and we compute also a lot of indicators for each signal. It is approximated to be like 500 indicators per one signal at a time. So those data has to be processed. And the whole thing, the whole infrastructure help us to do the near real-time predictions for our bots and make backtesting easier and faster. So thank you very much for